From the PSIA-AASI satellite studios in Corvallis, Oregon, I'm George Thomas. You're listening to First Chair. Really excited about our show today, and I know you hear me say that a lot because I always am. But we've got Alex Golunov and Connor Bishop here from SkyTechSport joining us to talk about what is it's a really exciting product. Alex, Connor, thanks very much for taking the time to chat with us.
Thanks, George. Thanks for having us.
Now, Alex, you're one of the co-founders of this company. Where did the idea come from, and what the heck is SkyTechSport?
So SkyTechSport is a way to stay on skis year-round. It all started, funny enough, in college. I was in my college ski team, and as much as I loved skiing throughout the winter, I hated all of the summer drills that our coach used to make us do. And I found them so tedious and so boring. And so one day, wandering around campus, I met a couple of guys who were kind of in the same mindset as me. One guy was from the physics school, and one was from the engineering department. So, and I did econ, and so we kind of came up with this concept of what if we can create a ski simulator and we can ski around. And this was right around when the transition onto parabolic skis was already well underway, and all of the World Cup athletes were skiing on parabolics. We saw that there's a way to recreate this indoors, and not the old school fashioned way, putting you on a revolving carpet running machine and, that resembles a treadmill, but doing something slightly different. And so we had this idea. We found a space and welded this scary apparatus together, found some old motors somewhere, and put together this very ugly looking machine. The first experiment was a complete fiasco. I think the motors lit up on fire in about 15 minutes. And we really had to take it out with a fire extinguisher. I always say that we took it out with a fire extinguisher, but we actually didn't have a fire extinguisher at that time in the workshop. So, but over the years, it stayed as a fun college project that, we eventually all graduated and went on to doing our own things and tinkering on the side with this concept. The idea is that, the way parabolic skis work, you put your skis on the edge, you apply a little bit of a pressure, and then you let the G-force do the rest, right? It puts your skis on an arc around the turn, and then you get this G-force. And so that's what our simulator is really based on, because we had a real physics guy on our team who could really model the effects of skiing, and the centripetal forces, the pressure points, and all of these effects that we experience while making a turn. We could make a machine that can recreate that. And the thing that we didn't really know what to do with it is we didn't really have a business application at that time. And a few years later, we came up with an idea of presenting this to some of the coaches on the U.S. ski team, and showed the machine. And some of them, some coaches were very skeptical, but some actually found it fascinating. And they're like, instantly you see a light bulb light up in their head. You can do 1,000 turns in 20 minutes, and we can get those reps in summer months. And so that was about 10, 15 years ago when our partnership with US Ski Team started to form. And then, all of a sudden they invited us over to the COE at the Park City, this ultimate training gym that the athletes train in. We installed one of our ski simulators there, and got to train the athletes. But then over the years, we also saw that the machine is really good at not just training athletes, pro athletes, but it's also really good at training beginners.
And I mean, my whole background with a ski simulator is, George, you ski. Wow, you got to try this Nintendo game. And you're like, there's a snowman. I'm getting around the snowman. There's a snow snake. Ooh, I'm going to get over that. I watched a video of this. You are moving. It's insane. I mean, Connor, how did you get involved with the company? And how do you sell this thing? How do you get this out to the public? Because it looks like amazing exercise.
Yeah, the way that I got involved is pretty funny to me, and I love sharing the story. I was studying entrepreneurship in college, looking for a business idea, and conveniently, I was already a pretty passionate skier and snowboarder. When friends in my friend group wanted to learn, they kind of knew to come to me. I had extra gear, and I had a lot of patience to ride the bunny lift with them and show them the way. Um, but I always kind of found it inefficient to spend the full day on the bunny slope with my friends teaching them. I kind of always wondered there must be a more efficient way to spread my knowledge and passion for skiing and snowboarding. And so, conveniently in my college days, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a video of a ski simulator for the very first time. And I think everything just clicked in that moment. I said, maybe this is the solution. Why is this not more popular? So in my entrepreneurship class, I started aggressively researching ski simulators, learning the origin of them, learning all different kinds of ski simulators that existed. And inevitably, I got to try a ski simulator. There was a gentleman in Reno that had built one and it was in his garage, and he invited me over to come check it out after a quick phone call. So that was my first experience on a homemade treadmill style simulator, like Alex described. And to be honest, it was a little bit discouraging. It looked a lot better on video than it felt in real life, these carpet simulators. But nonetheless, I saw the vision. I saw how it could help beginners. I just didn't quite agree with that technology. It wasn't as amazing feeling as I had hoped it was going to be. So a little bit of discouragement there, but I, of course, continued my research. That's when I came across SkyTechSport Simulator. And I like tech. I've always been attracted to tech companies. So as soon as I saw their ski simulator, I said, "Oh, that's the real deal." There's this interactive screen in front of the platform. That platform actually allows a intermediate or advanced rider to feel what skiing and snowboarding should feel like. Whereas when I tried the ski treadmill, I felt like I was back to ground zero. I was restarting the learning curve. So that was not such a good feeling. I started kind of fantasizing about what the SkyTech simulator might feel like my first experience on it. I called Alex at SkyTechSport. I was invited to try a simulator, and the very first time I tried it, I fell in love. It was the exact expectation that I had for how a simulator should recreate my intermediate to advanced skills on snow.
And Alex, I mean, you said 1,000 turns in 20 minutes. And the videos I've watched, I mean, very active. That person is working hard. How does this work for, I mean, should someone actually have some lessons before getting onto the simulator? Because it also, I mean, it's intense.
You can have lessons before. It definitely helps. But we have experience people coming in with zero time, with zero days on snow, and learning
Really?
how to ski on the ski simulator, making the first parallel curve turns on the ski simulator, learning the balance, learning the pressure points, learning the angulation, and then going out to snow and trying skiing for the first time. And I've seen countless examples of people that never seen snow before, having 10 sessions on the simulator and then going out to a ski resort and then making parallel turns that same day. Skiing is a lot of skiing is about balance, shifting weight, using pressure points, and all of those skills can be acquired on the ski simulator. So we go out after this, 10, 15 sessions on the ski simulator, we go out onto a bunny hill. We start riding with, skis parallel, tilt the knees, apply roll the ankles, apply a little bit of a pressure on the downhill ski, and then you see them carving. You see them carving the turn right from the get-go, the first run.
And I love that you did this with a new design and ski technology, and you really made your simulator based off of that and how you make those turns. I'm wondering if someone like my brother, who is very much a Stein Eriksen style skier, could actually change his technique.
We've done some conversions over the years, but those are hard. Those are hard.
And Connor, I heard you mention snowboard, so this will work for all types of sliding on snow.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it started as a ski simulator, and then throughout the years there was a lot of snowboarders that were kind of like, hey, what about me? So inevitably SkyTechSport engineered a snowboard attachment to the machine, which has just been wonderful. You can really get on there and you can practice carving on your toe side and heel side edge. And I'm a longtime snowboarder. That's what I started doing, and now I do both sports skiing and snowboarding. But it has seriously improved my snowboarding and taught me how to hold my heel side edge more efficiently in the snow, whereas I used to slip out constantly on my heel side edge.
Now, Alex, what kind of feedback does the simulator give the person who is using it?
That's a very great question, because the simulator is packed with sensors, and we get edging angles, we get pressure points, and then we just get a lot of comprehensive statistics over time. You have a person coming in who had an ACL replacement, and instantly, 5 minutes on the machine, I can see the difference between left and right side in the data. One leg is slightly weaker than the other. We see higher edging angles, higher maximums, higher a lot of other things. So all of these things are instantly very, very visible for an instructor to pick up, and then you can start working on them and improving them.
So Connor, now you're an account manager for SkyTechSports. What does the simulator entail? Do you need to have a TV? How much space does someone need? Is this something you can use in your house?
We do a shockingly large amount of home installations. I love sharing that with people because they never believe me. But yes, we do a lot of home installations. Our smallest simulator is maybe a 10-foot by 10-foot footprint. So something you could squeeze into an extra bedroom, a man cave, or a single car garage. Our largest simulator is a little bit bigger, more like 25 by 25 foot footprint. And even those go into some private homes. Generally, there's a barn next to their house that they have with their golf simulator, ski simulator, their fish tank. These are luxury clients that really appreciate the technology that SkyTechSport has developed.
And Alex, I believe I'm correct here, but I think you were at a national academy a couple of years ago. How was that received by the membership?
We had a great time at the National Academy, and the best thing about ski instructors is that almost everyone at the academy are ski nerds. And when you have a bunch of ski nerds around the ski simulator, testing out different features, challenging the simulator, trying to see the difference between a soft snow setting on the machine or a hard packed snow, and then discussing what's the right way to roll your ankle and what's the best way to transition the weight and how to position your shoulders and upper body and all that stuff. It was nerdy. It was super fun, and we had an amazing time.
I love what you said too about being able to detect weaknesses on one side, versus the other. And I mean, it sounds like this could be a really good rehabilitation machine. Connor.
Yeah, this is true. I was just in Park City, Utah last week at the US Ski Team Training Center, And I was discussing with their high performance director, his name is Ian Gardner, about how they're using the simulator these days. And that's a big use case for their ski simulators. They're doing a lot of rehab and return to snow on the machine, particularly with the athletes that are unable to travel during the wintertime because they're injured. Those are the athletes that are spending the most amount of time in the training center. They're there, unfortunately, against their will. They're there for 6 to 9 months recovering from their injury. And so they're using the SkyTechSport simulator in that rehab process, ensuring that they feel strong before they get back on snow when they're cleared by their doctors.
Now, Alex, do you have a choice? You said you had like soft snow setting, firm snow setting. Can you then program in, I'm going to ski, a certain race course on the World Cup and have that as your adventure for the day? Or I'm going to go to whatever ski area and I'm going to spend my time here. And do you have runs like that programmed in? How does that work? And if I'm making 1,000 turns in 20 minutes, that's a long run.
Well, we one of our most favorite ski programs that people use is actually called the Endless Slope. It's literally the mountain that never ends. It keeps going. I've had people that were on the machine for 40 minutes and they're like, geez, when does this run end? I'm running out of steam here. And you're like, oh, well, I didn't tell you that. It never ends. And so, but in addition to that, we do have a bunch of different ski trails and ski resorts. Last year, we did this. We did the Streif from Kitzbühel. Recreated Kitzbühel in detail, and it's just an exciting race course that you can try yourself, and you can try being the downhiller on that course. It's just as scary on the simulator as it is in real life. Feels incredibly steep. Honestly, I don't know how these guys do it, but now we're working on a new exciting course that's going to be very relevant, I think, this upcoming season. It's going to be a Cortina d'Ampezzo. So right in time for the Olympics. We're recreating a whole chunk of the resort, so you'll be able to take different trails and explore the resort yourself on the simulator. It's the first time we're doing that. You're even going to be able to go a little bit off-piste and ski the trees at Cortina. Is going to be a very exciting experience.
And Connor, this sounds like something almost like Zwift, where you could start challenging your friends to runs and comparing times and things like that.
Yeah, that's one of the features that we have, and we're very proud that it's getting larger as we sell more simulators around the world. So once you lay down your best time on that Cortina course, your score goes on 3 different leaderboards. It goes on your personal leaderboard, so you can see all of your attempts on that Cortina course. It goes on the local leaderboard for that simulator. Maybe you're visiting one of our ski shop customers that has a simulator and you're competing. You get to see how your score compares against all the other customers of that location. And then finally, it goes on the global leaderboard. So you get to see how your score compares against all of the ski simulators that we've installed around the world.
Wow. Now, where can our membership go to get more information about SkyTechSports?
The easiest place to go is SkyTechSport.com. We've been running some ads with the PSIA. So if you go on the PSIA website, you might just see a SkyTechSport ad there as well. And one thing that we've been trying to really educate PSIA members on recently is this new trend of ski studios that are starting to open up in the United States and frankly around the world. We have an amazing success story of a PSIA ski instructor named Andre that opened up his own ski studio in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. He has 2 SkyTechSport simulators, and he took his passion for teaching skiing, brought it indoors, and made it a year-round training destination. He has customers that drive down from New York City. They drive up from Florida just to see him because he's using his expertise and knowledge on the SkyTechSport simulators and building a reputation for himself that you can get advanced training at his center. So we want to share that story with other PSIA instructors and encourage them that, if this is something that interests them, if they want to bring their knowledge to a year-round business, they can open up their own indoor ski studio in their hometown or their cities as well.
Sounds amazing. I teach indoor cycling twice a week, and how much fun to add that. Alex, anything you'd like to add?
I would love to add that I think the best thing for PSA members is to try and go on our website into locations and find the closest location to them. If there's nothing on the website, reach out to us and we'll try and locate the closest simulator to them. Maybe it's a private machine, but everyone loves to host a PSA-AASI instructor, and so I'm sure we can organize a demo. Give it a try. We can be talking about it for hours, but getting on the simulator is one of the coolest things. I see this happening all the time. A person is skeptical about the technology. They get on the machine, and if they're a good athlete, if they know how to use those parabolic skis well, they get on the machine. 2-3 minutes in, they get comfortable. They start ripping turns, and then I see the smile pop up on their face, and they're like, it feels just like skiing. I feel the G-force. I feel that the rip of that turn every time I make it, and it's so fun. It's why we love skiing.
Connor, it seems to me, in conclusion, like an event like that could start to displace the annual ski movie as the kickoff to the season.
Yeah, absolutely. We are super lucky that we have a little bit of a training center here in Los Angeles. We allow customers to come and rent some time on our simulator at our showroom. And it's just been wonderful seeing the Los Angeles crowd become more familiar with indoor skiing. And it's becoming a little bit of a movement in Los Angeles. So I hope to see that movement spread to a bunch more cities here soon.
Well, Alex Golunov, Connor Bishop, thanks so much. Really appreciate you coming on, representing SkyTech Sports.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
From the PSIA-AASI Satellite Studios in Corvallis, Oregon, I'm George Thomas.